This is a Serbian epic song
Okay.
that I bore everyone to death with.
Okay. Yeah, I get that a
Uh,
lot too, but
Listen, it's absolutely unbelievable. I absolutely love it, and actually, there are two versions of it. Uh, One is the honest to God bona fide Serbian epic song as collected by our Vuk Karadžić, by this guy from the 19th century that collected our epic poetry.
oh,
And
okay.
the other version is a comic book by a Russian emigre.
Really? Ooh, what the heck is all going on there? Okay, now you have to explain it to me.
It's all the fun stuff. It's not only that song. There are also some other stories and from the Serbian folklore and legends.
Okay.
But I guess in terms of Serbian epic poetry, just to give you a little bit of an intro, we have the Kosovo cycle of songs in the epic poetry.
Okay.
And this would be the equivalent of your King Arthur or Robin Hood stories.
So
and
it's kind of
poems.
like dang, it's almost mythology, but it's also kind of going back to like the beginnings of your country, I guess.
Exactly. I guess that would be the main person or event that all the mythology revolves around. Revolves around. So as that's somebody wrote down, there were other, of course, Serbian epic songs before the Kosovo battle,
Right.
but the Kosovo battle kind of swallowed them all. Simply the other songs and everything simply got forgotten because the Kosovo battle was so important and everything started revolving around it.
So what was the year? Is this like 1200s or is this later?
No, it's the 1300s.
Oh, 1300s. So this is
actually the end of the end of the 1300s, the Kosovo battle.
Just against the Turks, or are they fighting other folks in the Balkans?
Well, of course it's against the Turks. Come on.
Oh,
who else can it be?
I'm just checking. That's usually the main thing, but just checking to be sure.
Barry, come on, be serious. Of course it's against the Turks. Everything is against the Turks in the Serbian epic poetry. Okay?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm sorry, what was I thinking?
Yeah. Also in the Serbian epic poetry, there is a Hercules or a King Arthur equivalent character. He is called Prince Marko.
Prince Marko.
And he's also fighting the Turks.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, to give you a bit of a reality check, of course, this is epic poetry, not history, because in actuality, he was there. He was a Turkish vassal.
Yeah, but that's what you do to survive. So I get all that.
Yeah, it's simply, of course, and also simply put, also the guy who fought the Turks in the Battle of Kosovo was also a part-time Turkish vassal. So and also there was a guy accused that he betrayed the Serbs, which actually seemingly is completely incorrect. But that's epic poetry, and things got confused.
Bottom line is you had 500-600 years of fighting against the Turks. So at some point, a lot of these things kind of get rolled together and romanticized, and it's just how it goes. I get it.
But this is a story actually before the Battle of Kosovo.
Oh, okay.
And also, it's a very, very interesting illustration of how things get changed.
Okay.
In the epic poetry, because we know the historical facts about, the titular character of this epic poem, and in this poem, pretty much everything is changed. He marries the wrong person. he he goes somewhere where he never did go, and there's some mythological creatures and so on and so forth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But nevertheless, it's highly interesting because it tells a bit about our, I guess, main historical hero, which would be the Emperor or Tsar Dušan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is in the mid 1300s, so he's like, I don't know, 50-ish years before the Kosovo battle.
Yeah,
And
but this is basically the Turks are just really showing up on the border and actually doing their thing, because I think they were in Serbia by this point, right?
no,
Or-
no, by the point of Emperor Dušan, no, but they were getting a foothold
Yeah,
in Gallipoli, I think, in Europe
right.
at that point.
Yeah, yeah, because I
And
remember they kind of circled around the city of Constantinople. They actually had some territory on the other side there before they were able to actually take it. But that's like 100 years later. Yeah. So
yeah, it's gonna take them quite some time to get Constantinople. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but it's also this song is also a representation of the Serbian wedding customs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, if you're fine with it, let's go into the song.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd love to hear it. You've
I would
piqued my
use
interest.
I will use the mostly the version from the comic book because it's more PG, and
Right.
I might change a thing or two, but it's immaterial. It's nothing important.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is a song about the wedding of Emperor Dušan.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Dušan being this mighty Serbian emperor, he is basically set out to marry the most beautiful girl in the world.
Yeah, of course.
And in Serbian folk tales, the most beautiful girl is called Roxanne.
Okay.
That might have something to do with Alexander the Great's wife name. Might not. I don't know, but the similarity is interesting. Of course, he didn't marry Roxanne in actual life, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And, this Roxanne is a daughter of a Latin king called Mihailo.
Okay.
Or Michael. And I have no idea. This is in a town called Legene. I have no idea who he is supposed to represent.
Right.
To be honest, because it might be, the Latins, the Crusader Latins, it might be the Hungarians. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, it might be even the Hungarians and the Croats. I have no idea because, honestly,
I forgot there's a bunch of Crusades that came through there at some point. Actually, right around that time, or probably just before that time.
Oh, before that, there's a Duchy of Athens as a Crusader state and things like that. But this is in Greece. Anyways, I guess this is semi-mythological, so it doesn't really matter where this Michael and his kingdom are. True. And anyways, what Dušan does is send his vizier, which is a clear indication that this song was altered probably during the Turkish occupation because Serbs never had a vizier. We probably had a logotet, which is a Greek title. But
right. Yeah, you would not have a vizier until way later. Holy cow. Okay. Good catch.
So this would be your hand of the king, your chancellor, your prime minister, whatever. And he sends him with a copious amount of diamonds and gold.
Good to be the king.
Yeah. He is he is supposed to engage the most beautiful girl in the world. So diamonds and gold are
mandatory.
It's only normal.
Yeah.
And he goes to King Michael. He is received. And King Michael is, of course, very welcoming. He wants a marriage alliance with Tsar Dušan the mighty, and he says everything is fine. But you can't see the girl right now. You can give her the engagement ring tonight. When you give her the presents.
Okay.
And that night, there is a dimly lit room. It's very dark, but the vizier opens the casket or the chest with the presents, and the gold and the diamonds shine, and they illuminate the girl, and the girl is more beautiful than any fairy princess.
Okay.
Todor, the vizier, gives her the wedding ring, and he is ecstatic and happy, and his master is going to be very satisfied, and he is going to marry very well, and he goes off to inform Tsar Dušan, but there is a small request
of
from
course.
King Michael. Yes, and that is that Tsar Dušan has these two nephews, and they're great heroes in a battle, but they're very belligerent, and they tend to like to drink, and they can cause ruckuses, and they can cause trouble. And nobody really wants that. This is a wedding. Nobody wants bad blood and things. So King Michael kindly requests or insists that Emperor Dušan does not bring his two nephews.
Okay.
And when Emperor Dušan hears the report from his vizier, he is very happy, but he's extremely disappointed about his nephews, and he is he's gonna punish them because they are embarrassing him all over the world, and you can't be a civilized nation and cause trouble and fights and things like that. So when he makes preparations for the wedding, for the engagement of the girl, he gathers 12,000 wedding guests, and everybody is there, all the grandees, all the notables, their jesters, their cooks, everybody is there. They're fabulously dressed and ready to go out and pick up the girl. But his two nephews are ordered to stay behind.
I see where this is going.
And Tsar Dušan leaves his capital city of Prizren, and which is ever in Kosovo, and he goes out on the wedding march. It's going to be a long march. It's going to take a couple of months probably.
Ooh, wait, are they going across the whole country or something?
Well, yeah, it's a Serbian wedding custom. So when you go out to marry a girl, you need to go to the girl's place and with your wedding guests, and you need to take over the girl. So that's very in line with the Serbian wedding customs.
That's a big deal. Okay.
But his two nephews are left behind, and they are very disappointed. They go back to talk to their mother, who is Tsar Dušan's sister, and she is disappointed also. They can't go. If something happens, they can't help their uncle, and they're very, very worried because they know that the Latins are tricksters.
Right.
So this is also a motif in Serbian epic poetry. It's the trickster Latins.
Oh, okay.
Latins mean Catholic Christians, basically.
Oh, okay. So not like the Romans per se, but more just the. Oh, I guess it's like Catholic versus Greek Orthodox. I think something like that. Orthodox something.
Yeah. Tsar Dušan is Greek Orthodox.
Oh, okay. All right. I see where this. All right. Religious strife.
Sorry, I didn't mention it right away. Sorry, but
no, that's fine. We've had this discussion before. I just have to, for anybody that's watching this, they have to understand there's like a division between the Catholic Church and the various Orthodoxes. I just wasn't sure if you were Greek Orthodox or something else, but
Oh, we're Serbian we're the Orthodox. It's like
Serbian Orthodox. Okay.
Serbian Orthodox Church. It's like, but it's Greek Orthodox. You know, in
Yeah.
Western Parliament. Whatever. It's an Orthodox church.
Yeah.
Anyways, the nephews and the mother are now very worried because, you know, the emperor is going into a foreign land and he doesn't really have anybody from his family to help.
Right.
And their mother now says, listen, you have your youngest brother. The emperor does not know about him because your youngest brother lives in the mountain and he's basically a shepherd. He doesn't live in the city.
Right.
And I will write to him and ask him for help. And that's where this scene ends. Now we go back. Yeah. Now we go back to Emperor Dušan and his 12,000 wedding guests, which are,
how do you pay for all this? That's a lot of people walking around for a couple of months.
Hey, listen, the Serbian kings and emperors had a lot of dough.
Apparently. Holy cow. Okay.
Gold mines in Kosovo. Or silver mines. I kind of forget. Anyways, you know, one or the other, they have a lot of money. And Emperor Dušan is very, he's very powerful. He's got a lot of friends. Everybody wants to suck up to him, and everybody wants to be there, to join the fun. And they're going along at a leisurely pace, and not suddenly, but people join them, and among others, there is this Bulgarian shepherd, I guess, that's joining them. This guy is, interesting. They call him the Bulgarian or the young Bulgarian, which is not necessarily an ethnic denomination. It might just be a term for a shepherd.
Right, okay.
But we'll call him the Bulgarian because it's much more fun that way.
It is.
And he comes in really inappropriately dressed for a wedding guest. Okay? He has this poor guy, and all he has, well, as far as we can see, is a huge fur coat, a fur cap that basically, you can't see the guy's face basically from the fur. And he seemingly has a decent horse, but that horse is also covered in a fur blanket.
Was it cold or something? Was it winter or fall?
Really. No, it's not really. Everybody's, relatively lightly dressed, and he wants to join the wedding guests. And the vizier asks him, "Okay, who are you and where are you from?" He says, "Well, I was, I labored for a master of the Karabashka region, but he denied me payment, and I don't have anything aside from this horse. But I would very much like to join you and find work." And the vizier says, "Okay, whatever, 12,000 of us, you can come along, but it's not a problem. One extra mouth is not a big deal. But keep to the back. Your outfit is really not the point."
No, it's kind of weird.
Anyways, they're traveling, and they finally arrive to the city of Lejan, to the kingdom of King Michael. And the 12,000 wedding guests and the emperor come in next to Lejan, but oddly enough, the city gates are closed.
Okay, that's curious.
So everybody is a bit confused. What's happening here?
Yeah.
And the emperor says, "Todor, my vizier, please go to them and see what's happening. Why are the gates closed? They should open the gates." However, from the battlements of the city, a herald comes and says, "Emperor Dušan, you cannot just take the girl."
Okay.
We have a challenge for you. And the gate opens, and a splendidly armored, huge knight on a huge horse comes out.
Uh-oh. Okay.
His head to toe, encased in steel. He looks absolutely terrifying. Spectacle that chills the blood of every wedding guest.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And the herald says, you need to defeat this knight. Because if you don't, you'll never get home alive, much less get the girl.
The heck? Okay.
The Emperor Dušan now realizes if he brought one of his nephews, they would take on the knight.
Yeah, they would.
But he doesn't have them now. All he has are these 12,000, wedding guests that are here to party and not to fight.
Yeah.
His vizier goes through the guests and asks, who will fight for the emperor? And of course, everybody is downcast and looking at the ground.
Yep. Of course.
Because nobody dares to fight against this guy. I mean, he's terrifying.
Yeah.
And finally, after some search and everything, out comes this Bulgarian dressed in this huge fur coat and this with huge fur cap and everything. And he says, well, if nobody wants to fight, I will fight him. And,
okay, that's good.
And the emperor says, listen, if you fight him and you win, I'll make you rich. But please, you're not even dressed. You don't have anything. You don't even look like a knight. You look like a shepherd. and the Bulgarian says, well, my emperor, no worries. I will take the dress from the knight when I beat him. and he mounts his horse, gets his shield, and gets his lance. But he puts his lance backwards.
Okay.
The blunt part is in the front. Broad part is on the front, and the pointy end is on his behind.
That's an interesting approach.
Yeah, and the emperor says, "Listen, you're embarrassing us. What are you doing?" And the Bulgarian says, "Don't worry, no worries, dear emperor. No worries. I'll handle this." And he comes up to the Latin knight. And the knight even doesn't want to fight him. The Bulgarian needs to insult him a little bit in order just to get this guy to charge at him. And finally, the knight has had enough. He lowers his visor, prepares his lance, charges at the Bulgarian. And the Bulgarian just stands there.
Okay.
He sits on his horse. He stands there. He doesn't even charge. Everybody was like, okay, he's dead.
It's of course. It's gonna die.
It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
And the moment when the knight is supposed to hit the Bulgarian and topple him from his horse and kill him at the spot, the Bulgarian whispers something to the horse, and the horse suddenly sidesteps. And the knight just passes through.
Yeah.
And the Bulgarian turns in his saddle and whacks the knight with the blunt end of the spear, of the lance.
Okay.
And hits him full on the head. And the knight is out cold, falls to the ground. The Bulgarian takes his horse, brings the knight to the emperor. All the wedding guests are cheering. They're ecstatic. They're happy. The emperor is beside himself. He brings presents to the Bulgarian and gives the Bulgarian finally something to properly eat and everything. And Bulgarian goes away.
Yeah.
And the emperor now says, okay, now we've solved the challenge. We defeated the challenge. Now we should get the girl.
Yeah.
However, the herald comes again. Emperor, you have defeated the first challenger.
Oh, no.
But now we have a next challenge for you.
Oh, geez.
We have 3 horses with flaming swords on their saddles. You need to jump over all of them.
What?
And not get singed. If you do, you'll never get out alive, much less see the girl.
Okay.
And everybody is downcast again, and the emperor is now saying, even if I had my 2 nephews, I couldn't solve this.
Right.
Who's going to jump over 3 horses with flaming swords? But here comes the Bulgarian again.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, he's like, Emperor, can I try? And the emperor is, listen, I love you. You're a great kid, but how in the world do you intend to jump over horses with a heavy fur coat?
Yeah, and you all catch on fire because your fur is going to burst into flames. Okay.
But the Bulgarian says, well, dear emperor, in my mountains, I also jumped over huge chasms and with this coat, so I'll manage. Don't worry. Just let me do it.
All right.
And, well, what the Bulgarian does is that he stands on his saddle. He gets the horse to run at the 3 horses.
Oh.
And at the last moment, before he hits the 3 horses, the horse stops, and the Bulgarian leaps over the 3.
Wow.
Burning swords, catches on his feet, and he's not even singed.
Wow. Okay, that's cool.
And everybody is ecstatic. Everybody is happy as can be. But the herald comes out again.
Yeah, here it comes.
Yeah, and you know, Emperor Dušan is like, what did they come up with now?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. And this third one is very in line with the Serbian wedding customs.
Okay.
Because the people of Leđan, this city, have placed a apple on the highest tower of the city. And there is a golden ring in that apple.
Oh. Okay.
And Dušan is supposed to shoot the apple through the ring with an arrow.
Does he see the ring? He can't see the ring. It's inside the apple?
No, it's on the apple. It's placed on the apple.
Okay.
So you can see the ring. Okay. You can see the ring. Obviously, I mean, it's, you know, far away.
Right, but it's pretty much an impossible shot.
Yeah, exactly. But surprise, surprise, out comes the Bulgarian again.
He's a good archer too, huh?
Yeah, well, dear Emperor, in my mountain, I don't stay up late and do things under the light of the candle. I watch that huge distances, and my eyesight is perfect as a hawk's. So trust me.
Okay.
The Emperor says, I trust you, son. And
at this point, yeah.
The Bulgarian comes out, looks out, judges the distance, judges the wind, takes out an arrow, notches an arrow, looks very carefully, knocks the bow and draws the bow and lets it loose.
Okay.
And the arrow splits the apple, and on the arrow a ring comes in up to the feathers of the arrow.
Wow.
A perfect shot.
Yeah.
And everybody is ecstatic. It has been 3 challenges. You know, that's it. It's over.
We're ready to go. Let's have this marriage. Let's go.
Yeah. But the But King Michael says to his counselor, listen, they solved all of your 3 challenges. If you don't come up with something within the next hour, you'll rot in the dungeon. Okay? And the counselor of the king, his magician, he goes away and he thinks, and within the hour, trumpets blare again, and the gates open, and 3 of the 3 absolutely beautiful, the most beautiful girls in the world come out.
Wow,
they
okay.
all look absolutely the same. And they're followed by the two brothers of Roxanne. So the herald says, this is Roxanne and her 2 maids. If you don't recognize who Roxanne is, you won't live, much less get to bring her home.
Yeah.
And but Emperor Dušan is fine. He says, Todor, my vizier, you have given the ring to Roxanne. You can recognize her. But Todor is now worried. He says, but my emperor, I have only seen her by the light of dim candles and jewels. I'm not sure that I can recognize her.
Oh no.
And the emperor says, goodness gracious, we have defeated them and everything, but ostanam devojka na sramotu, which means we will be finally embarrassed by the girl. I guess that would be the best translation.
Okay.
And who do you guess comes up right now?
Well, I'm sure it's a Bulgarian.
Of course it is. And he says, my emperor, I will recognize Roxanne for you.
Oh, geez. Now I'm worried.
The emperor is like, listen, I love you to death, but please, I will reward you for everything that you have done, but please don't be ridiculous. How can you possibly recognize Roxanne? You've never seen her. And but the Bulgarian is nonplussed. He says, well, listen, in my mountains, I recognize sheep through their mothers, lambs through their mothers. So I will recognize Roxanne through her brothers.
Interesting.
Yeah, and everybody's like, but everybody's like, we don't have any other chance. We don't have any other shot. Go ahead. And the Bulgarian comes next to or before the 3 beautiful girls. He puts a handkerchief on the ground, a beautiful silken handkerchief, and he brings out a beautiful diamond ring. And he throws it on the handkerchief. And then he draws a sword. And he says, I want Roxanne to kneel and pick up this ring. If somebody who is not Roxanne and kneels to pick up this ring, I will cut her hand.
Ooh.
And the 2 girls on the all sides look at the center girl. And the center girl picks up the ring. Now, the emperor has his bride. The wedding guests can leave. But in the city, the King Michael is seething. He's seething with anger.
Yeah, I bet.
And his wizard advisor says, listen, if you allow me, I will bring forth the terrifying Balachko warlord. He has 3 heads. One head blows a snowstorm. The other one blows a firestorm. and the third one blows a thunderstorm.
Okay.
If you promise the girl to him, he will come and he will take the girl from Emperor Dušan and kill him and this Bulgarian kid. And afterwards, we can get rid of him through poison. And give him 600 of our horsemen and give me the word. And King Michael says, do it. So, after a few days, a lookout comes back to Emperor Dušan and his retinue and says, there are 600 horsemen chasing us, led by this three-headed monster. And the Bulgarian suddenly comes out again and says, I know who he is. He is the three-headed Balachko warlord.
Right.
And he's very similar to the Slavic god Triglav, 3 heads. One head blows a snowstorm, the other one a thunderstorm, and the third one a thunderstorm. But give me 300 horsemen and I will stop him.
Wow. The other guy had 600, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, obviously, these are 12,000 wedding guests. There's not enough horsemen and soldiers there.
Yeah.
Emperor Dušan says, do it and I will make you a prince of a country. And Emperor Dušan goes along with wedding guests, and the Bulgarian and his 300 horsemen stay behind. He tells his friends to hide somewhere in an ambush, and he will get rid of the three-headed monster. And when he gives the signal, everybody is to attack the Latin horsemen.
Right.
There's a road up to the mountain, only one road to catch Emperor Dušan and his retinue, and there comes a warlord with his 600 horsemen. And there is only one lone horseman waiting for them.
Just one. Okay.
And the three-headed monster says to his horsemen, I will get rid of this annoying kid, and then you go further and catch Emperor Dušan and his wedding guests and kill everybody.
Ooh, okay.
And the three-headed monster comes up to the Bulgarian on his horse, in his fur coat, and the horse covered in the fur blanket.
Yeah.
And says, get lost, or I'll cut your head. And the Bulgarian says, no, I will stay and I will cut all of your 3 heads.
Ooh.
And the three-headed monster is terribly annoyed.
Yeah, of course.
His first head blows out a snowstorm, but the Bulgarian is in a fur coat, and his horse is in a fur coat.
Yeah, so no effect, really.
Yeah, and he says, I've seen worse snowstorms in my mountain.
Yeah, of course.
And the three-headed Balachko warlord is incredibly annoyed, and his second head now blows a firestorm.
Right.
But the Bulgarian has a thick fur coat. He orders his horse to sit down. He covers himself with the fur coat and the shield, and the fire singes him, but he is unscathed. And right now, the last remaining head says to the other heads, you two are weaklings. I will now blow a thunderstorm and I'll blow him away from this mountain. And the Bulgarian says, no, you won't. And throws a mace at the three-headed monster, kicks him out of his horse. He falls down. The Bulgarian comes in with his sword and cuts off all three heads.
Wow.
And he says to his guys, follow me. And they charge at the 600 confused horsemen, and they soundly defeat them.
Nice.
The remaining Latin horsemen come back to their king to say that they were caught in an ambush by 3,000 Serbian knights.
3,000, yeah, of course.
And that the Bulgarian killed the three-headed warlord, while the Bulgarian and his comrades come back to Emperor Dušan. And the emperor is simply, he adores the Bulgarian. This is an awesome kid, awesome young man.
He's a keeper.
Yeah, I will make you a prince, a duke, a prince. But please tell me who you are. Why don't you finally remove that cap and that fur coat and everything? I can't see you. And the Bulgarian takes off his fur coat and his cap, and he bears a striking resemblance to the two nephews of Emperor Dušan.
Okay.
And he says, I am your nephew Miloš.
Oh, he has another nephew.
And the Emperor Dušan says, I should have known.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is, you should always have your family at your back.
Oh.
Wherever you go.
Yeah, that's a good story. I like it. So this is like a national poem, then, I guess.
It's a poem. Yeah, it's one of the very few poems that survived the Kosovo cycle.
That's pretty good. I see why they keep telling us. There must be there's got to be a movie by this point, right? I would think.
No. Can you believe it?
No, I don't believe it. That'd be I would think that'd be one of the first movies you'd make. But okay, that's a good one. Thank you for sharing.
It requires 12,000 extras, so it might be.
Oh yeah, there's that. Might be kind of hard to pull all that together. Oh my God!
I don't think we have three-headed actors, but I think that can be worked around.